Hello. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? I am live. I'm uh I'm a redheaded riding hood for anybody who's new. I'm a redheaded I'm echoing. Wait, let me turn that off. Every time I try to turn the sound off. I'll go to another video, but still when my live starts on YouTube, it starts echoing. Hey, there you are. Hi, Lindy. Can you click on that link that's right here? And that will bring you in my basement, and I'll bring you up. Hi, Crystal. Anthony was the first one here again. Thank you all for being here. 3 generations. And after Anthony, though, wait, who was the second one here? Some of the things, disappeared. Okay, wait. Oh, wait, someone was here on Sunday. So they beat Anthony, actually, because 3 generations and Crystal were here on Sunday. Wow, you got beat, Anthony. That's amazing. Lindy's here. Lindy's here. Yay. Hello.
Hi. What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And I wrote down some subjects so we can have some fun tonight.
Okay, good. I like fun. You have a lot of great things you talk about on your channel. I think it's really good, especially for older people.
Oh,
the Medicare stuff and everything.
Yeah. I mean, being older, I never thought about it when I wanted to do the van life. Age didn't even come into the thought process, I had done it for 2 years before. I liked it. I wanted to do it again, but in the right way. And I never thought about how old I was. I think other people think more about it than I did at the time. And I still don't, I tell people how old I am, but I still don't think about it as a factor in van life.
Yeah, I was amazed. I didn't when you did the Army one, and I was like, wow, that was when I was a baby. I didn't think of you as that age either.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, particularly older people, think, oh, well, I can't do that, my age. Well, you do whatever you want to do. I've always done whatever I wanted to do my whole life. I don't let anything hold me back if I really want to do it. But you got to want to do it, Yeah. And it's not a factor. You can do this very well. I'm very comfortable. I'm very content. I love being by myself. I also love being with people, but you just have to be content with your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm learning that. And I'm 56. So, yeah. Hey, bro Brian. Hi, brother Brian. One of Kind Blogs is here. And Lori's here. Hi, keeping up with Colorado. Hey, there's Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, there's Lisa. We got to shout her out. We have to shout her out. Remember, we said we were going to shout her out.
Yes.
We have to shout out her training videos. She's an excellent trainer, but I'm a terrible learner.
Let me make her a mod. Let me make you a mod, Lisa. Let me find you on the YouTube side. Let's see.
And Lisa can see my bed jacket.
There. Did I do? Oh, there's your bed jacket. Okay.
This is my one of my bed jackets. But you can make them any way. They just are short to the waist and it's for privacy if you're in the hospital, or modesty.
Mhm.
Also to keep you warmer because the hospitals are so cold. But I've always used them at night, just at my home or
Mhm.
in the van. It's really great because I sit here, in the cold with my little bed jacket.
Yeah,
So
I had in my RV. I was in Northern California, and it was April. It was still kind of cold,
yeah,
and this is the first time I blew a fuse in my RV, and
really.
with this little electric heater, and I didn't know where my fuse box was. And somebody was saying afterwards they don't recommend using that electric heater in your RV like that. But I called my friend Nomadic Rat Pack, um, and he used to be an RV guy. Got more
Yeah.
people coming in. Hi, Diana, and and Troy. So I called him, and he was like, did you look here? Did you look here? There was an RV guy at the RV park where I was at, and he couldn't find it.
Really.
I had everything I owned in my RV, so I had boxes of pictures, and it ended up being like Troy and I got on the FaceTime and we tore up my RV all over. He's like, look over here, and pull up that cushion. And what's that wire? And he's like, oh, go to the back. It's going to the back. Go to the back. And it was next to my bed. And I had
Oh.
all this stuff, and I had a big poofy bedspread, and it was the fuse box was on the side of my bed.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, that was fun. But
Those are kind of dangerous because I lived with a girlfriend in a mobile home, and she would use this little heater, and I'd say, "Don't use those heaters; they're very dangerous." Well, our wiring caught on fire, the wiring in the mobile home, and even after they fixed it, she used that stupid little heater. I said, "You're going to kill me one of these days."
I would still use it, but not as often. I would usually put it down. But that's what they were saying. Everybody was saying, like, get a big hoodie, just bundle up.
Yeah,
But
I usually wear 2 or 3 pairs of socks, and I've got 2 or 3 items on here, and a
mhm.
couple pairs, long johns and pants. So yeah, I double up. I also have the Mr. Butter heater that
Yeah,
I use all the
yeah.
time.
And I had propane heating. I had regular, heating and
Yeah.
AC in my RV. So, hey, there's Diana Brienne. Hi. I was just watching your dancing videos. That's my friend Diana Brienne. Um, and Diana, uh, there's another Diana. It's Serenity Art Studio. These are all great channels. You guys check each other out. I should make, do I have Diana as a, yeah, I do have you as mod. Okay. Just checking. So, yeah, one of the first videos that I thought was so fascinating was about you, what you did in the army, and I actually sent it to my daughter who was in the army. Um, she was in 4 years, I think. Is that the?
Which,
But
which one was that?
when you had to iron your skirts,
Oh,
you had to keep your
oh,
skirts
that's
ironed in.
every time you sat. In fact, you didn't want to sit because you were afraid you were going to get a wrinkle, but they'd make you sit so that you'd run back to these 8 stupid ironing boards so you could iron your skirt so you could go back outside. You couldn't be seen without a wrinkle in your skirt. That was a big deal. And
Wow.
I couldn't understand it. I wanted to shoot a gun. Forget the skirt. Where were the pants? I thought I could wear pants. I'd be on bivouac. I'd shoot a gun. No way. Totally different.
Yeah,
Just a different time.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I bet this is totally different
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
daughter as compared to you.
Yeah.
Um,
If I joined now and I was that age, I could drive a tank, which I've always wanted to do.
oh.
Maybe somebody in the military will eventually hear me say that and I'll drive a tank. But that's on my bucket list. Drive a tank. Don't ask me why. I just love tanks. Okay.
I bet my daughter did that. My daughter wanted to do, she wanted to do the paratrooping. She wanted to
Oh,
do,
did she?
yeah, there was something on her physical that they
Yeah.
said they didn't suggest that. And
Yeah.
then they said uh, she was going to do reserves. And then they said she would have more choices if she didn't do reserves and she went, full in. And so she did that. And she was doing the rocket launching.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah. That would be interesting, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband, the reserves, then they didn't get any benefits in the 60s. So my husband was in the reserves and I was in the regular army. And so we used my VA loans to get our houses. And I went to college on my VA loan.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't
what
do
my
anything.
daughters wanted to do because like we had spent money on our oldest three going to college and they also got loans because it's so expensive. And so then Claire did it so it would pay for her school. And now
Yeah.
she got a degree, I think, in history, and she's going for her she's going for her major in uh, what is it? Special ed, special
Okay.
education. So,
Yeah.
hey, there's Linda. Hi, Linda Barker. Yeah, I found out about Lindy from Glorious Life on Wheels. So, what did you hear about Lindy, Linda? That's almost a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is.
Lindy, Linda. Thanks for sharing, Lori.
So I thought I would ask you something. Have you heard of the Davis Toad Tunnels?
No.
We have them. We have toad villages. And what they discovered in Davis, it's very famous for this, that most people don't even know it, is they wanted to save the toads would have to cross the roads to get to the other side. So they actually built tunnels under the roads for the toads to go to. And,
Uh-huh.
and you can put it and Google it, and it'll be Davis Toad Tunnels.
Wow.
It's got little houses and little toad, towns where the tunnels are.
Oh, Linda says you just popped up in her recommended channels.
Oh,
Cool.
really?
That's cool.
That's cool. Because I went to Van Life, it was something for YouTube, and I wasn't even listed. Some people were listed 2 and 3 times on this whole list of people, recommended people. I wasn't even listed as a van dweller. So I didn't know how people found me.
I bet there's probably almost 1 million of them now.
Oh, yeah, I think so. A lot of channels. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Channels.
And sometimes you tend to see, I've been watching van dwellers. I mean, Bob Wells, geez, I came on in 2013, and I think I found, because I had been living in a van, I found him. There was a movie about him or a history thing, whatever. And I found him, and then I found his channel. So I had been watching him for years. So yeah, there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah. I don't think I had even heard of van life.
No?
And because it was like 2018, 2019, and I was just fed up. I finally was divorced in 2018. In 2019, our smaller house. So my ex built a big house, and we moved into it with the 5 kids when they were all little. And then we rented out the littler house. And my daughter was 15 when I moved into the little house, and she helped me, and she had never been over there. She had never seen it. She was like, "We all lived here." I'm like, you were over little then. She was a little baby. She was 6 months old when we moved into the big house. So, yeah, the house was being paid off, and then it was going to be put it into my name. So I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna sell it. And I heard about this lady I met in like a divorce group or a narcissistic abuse group on Facebook. I heard about this lady that traveled, just left where she was living, and um, I don't know if she sold her house or what, but she was traveling around in her with her RV. I'm not sure if she had a trailer or what, but this is when I first heard about it. And she did it. She's like, I was just going to do it for 2 years, and
Mhm.
she said, and I did it for 4 years, and then
Yeah.
she settled down where she wanted to settle down. And I was like, I know I want to leave. I knew I wanted to leave Georgia. I was 32 years in Georgia, and that wasn't really a choice. My husband got a job at the Air Force Base, and so we were inland, and I always lived by the water, and I love the ocean. Um, so yeah, I raised all my 5 kids there, but I really wanted to move to a different state, and things
Yeah.
weren't, my kids. I had 3 kids left in Georgia, but I wasn't hardly ever seeing them. And so I was just like fed up, like, get me out of here. And then COVID hit. And then when I got online, I did see Bob Wells, like there's like that uh like documentary,
Right. That's the one I saw.
the one on YouTube, yeah. And he kind of reminded me of my brother Paul when he had a beard. I was like, that is what, if Paul was alive, that's what he would look like, I think.
Mhm.
Um because he was born in 57 and he passed in 2002. And
Very young.
he loved to travel and all that. And in fact, I didn't say anything to my kid. I mean, like, I was really only talking to my middle son, who I'm living by now. But I don't think, I was like, I'm not saying anything to them. I'm not going to ask them. And my brother is kind of my brother, that's my one living brother, is kind of a negative person. And so I have this watch that's from my brother Paul that I would always wear around my neck. It's a pocket watch with Mickey Mouse.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and it was to remind me that, like, my brother Paul would approve of this idea, because, like, I just know he was like, just like, do whatever you want, or and
Mhm.
he thought it was so cool that I didn't want my ex to build the house, though he didn't know that, but he thought it was so cool that we were, building your own house, that's cool, and he was just positive, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I would wear that watch around my neck to remind me, Paul approves of this idea no matter what anybody else says.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't need anybody to approve of it.
Yeah,
When I first did it was
exactly.
2011 because I made a mistake buying a mobile home and there was fraud involved, and so I didn't have any money, and I had a 1989 Mazda tiny van, all beat up, rusted, but it ran like a top. It never gave me a problem mechanically. It was just ugly. And I put a mattress on the floor. I got a bucket. I hung my clothes up, and that's what I had in that van. And I lived in it for 2 years to 2013 in the parking lot of KFC. And
Wow.
they gave me permission because they asked me if I would work there. And I said, well, I'm going to live in my van. Can I park in your lot? And they go, yeah, because they needed help. And
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
So
Yeah.
it was a good experience, actually. I didn't
Mhm.
know any community. I didn't know anybody else who was doing it, but it was a very good experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What if you look at the
Yeah. Linda says, I was only using YouTube to look up episodes of kids shows for my grandson until 2015, when I decided to find out about getting a van for camping. I kept getting cheap RV living videos.
Yeah.
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 I started watching 30 and a Wake Up,
Yeah.
I guess in 2020. And like the pandemic hit, and I had been so depressed in 2019 because of so many things, it was getting discouraging doing Airbnb. I was doing Airbnb and that was working out good, but it was starting to get annoying because you never knew what kind of person you were going to get. And it was all about getting a good review. And I had this girl that was sort of shady, and she gave me a bad review. She didn't indicate that she was unhappy or anything, and she was just really rude. And that was just like the final. I had other things happen, lots of crazy.
Right.
So I was so discouraged in 2019, and then I hatched this plan, and then I got rats in my house. It's crazy. Thank God I didn't get them in my house when I was doing Airbnb. I think they were under the house though, and then they got up under my kitchen sink.
Yeah.
The old house built in the 70s. So yeah, so then I had to get the rats out of my house, and I started downsizing in December 2019. And then when the pandemic hit, I started to go down the rabbit hole. That's what I call it. I started to get depressed again. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I can't do this, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, I'm just still gonna try, what
Yeah.
can I do? I had to stop selling my stuff for a little bit. I was selling it on Facebook. And then I started up again, and then I listed my house for sale in June, and then I sold it in August. And then I still had all this like little stuff. I gave away a lot of stuff. I gave away a bunch of clothes. I made like $4,000 selling all the contents of my house. That ended up being more than I got for my car when I finally sold my car. So 3 weeks I was sorting out all the rest of the stuff in a hotel room. And then I put some in a storage for my daughter to pick up. I had all these awards. My kids are so smart, but it was like mostly school awards, some 5K. Whenever my daughter in the military would do a 5K with me, she would win it for her age group. All this wood things that my dad made, all these wood things, and for my kids and stuff. And what was interesting was that my dad was always very healthy, and he was 92, and but his health was starting to decline then, and my brother was in contact with me, and he passed away the day before I left Georgia. So I was sorting out all the stuff in the hotel room and taking stuff to storage and still recycling. I had so much paper. So much paper. It was ridiculous. And all these little pictures my kids made. I kept every little thing they made and drew, and school papers, and I had so much stuff. And so got it all sorted out, and then my dad had passed away, and then I left the first day of fall and went up by my friend in St. Louis area. She's in the Air Force also, and she got transferred to Scott Air Force Base. And so she was already up there, and I decided to buy my RV up there. I was going to buy it in Georgia, but I decided to just go up there and buy it.
My sister's in Georgia, Peachtree City. I lived there for 3 years. I did her tax. Listen, she's such a bad girl. She didn't file her taxes for 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
So my stepmother called me up and said they're threatening to put her in jail. Will you go do her taxes? Because I was an accountant. And I said, okay. And I went and did 10 years worth of taxes, but it took me 3 years because she took forever getting the paperwork together. So I was in Peachtree City, Georgia for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I came back to California.
Yeah, I was behind because my ex always did the taxes, and it was really weird because I managed the money. I managed the money and everything, but he always did the taxes, and we did them we did them jointly.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not going to find out later and get in trouble for something he did, but he would always do the taxes. And then I was new to doing, I hadn't really worked until before I had my first child, which was 1987.
Yeah.
So, it was harder finding a job than I thought it
Yeah.
was. And so I started doing the Airbnb, and I didn't. Um, Lori's the keepers. Well, mine are maybe wolves. I don't know. The howlers. I was thinking about that. What's the name of my tribe? What do y'all want to be called?
Reds. How about reds?
Reds.
No, maybe not.
Does that sound like Russians or something?
Well, oh, I have to watch what I say, huh? Because I was going to say hoodies, and then I said, no, we can't do that.
But I was watching that cute little girl with, I don't know, like 1 million subscribers, Little Red Heidi Hood, and she calls hers the wolf. I'm like, oh no, now I can't use that, but
Oh, okay.
I can still
The
use
wolf pack?
she something like that. The wolf. I think it is the wolf pack, but her name's not.
I've never watched her. Yeah.
But she'll come up. She's really, it's really good. I mean, like, I think her channel so much too because she's really pretty. She's really pretty, but she fishes and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like,
have you ever heard of Hope, Hope Bus? She's really sweet. And I started watching her. I really like her. She's really sweet. So,
yeah,
but they're building the bus.
They used to. I lost some subscribers or some. I don't know. Maybe they're still subscribed, but they never come over here. But I lost a lot of people. I did a year ago at this time, and earlier in this year because of a bully I had who made a video about me and stuff.
And I watched that video. Now, I didn't pay attention to the content. I paid attention to all the work that went into making that video. It was amazing video.
Oh, that was Billie Eilish, Lindy. That was me.
Oh, that wasn't you? Well, I asked you if that was you.
I'm the bad guy. She's younger. Yeah. She's younger than my youngest. I mean, she's about my youngest age. I think she's a little bit. Yeah. Oh. She's got like 1 million followers. Yeah,
oh, really?
That is a video. I wish I could make a video like that.
Oh, somebody said the howlers.
The howlers are the wolf pack. Yeah.
I don't know.
So Davis is near. How far?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Davis University is a big deal here because it's a veterinarian school. Oh, wow. It started out as for farmers, and it's huge veterinarian school. I mean, it's a total university, but they specialize in certain things they're well known for. And veterinarians is one of them. Animal care. So, yeah, pretty interesting place. It has all kinds of art. Lincoln Highway goes through here. There's just, I need to show people the town because there's so much artwork here. It's unbelievable. And then we have, like I said, the Lincoln Highway, which was the first.
We have another military man here.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, AJ, how are things going? He's doing van life in Germany.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Germany. Yeah.
Well, now, is he German or American?
He's American.
And he's in German, stationed in Germany?
I should make you a mod. Hey, mods, drop AJ's link. You mods can drop your link at any time. And I'm going to make AJ a mod. I'm going to make you a mod. I don't know how often you'll be able to come over here, but whenever you are here, you will be a mod. Yeah, because he's one that's stuck with me. Okay, I'm halfway through. That's what that alarm is. Okay, did that work? You're no longer in. Oh, okay. I was thinking you were still in. You're working over there though, right? Because you okay, then you retired before you went over there. Is that it? I need someone to be on my show next week, AJ. Hint, hint. Hmm. Ah,
Well,
all
how long
right.
was he in?
Hmm.
How long was he in?
How long
20
was
years?
it, AJ? 24 years.
Wow. See, I was only in 2 years.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, my mom
yeah, just two
was only
years.
4.
Yeah.
And now my youngest joined the Air Force. Um, she's doing tech work though. I don't know if she likes it. And I feel like uh Gladys's job is really boring. Gladys checks people like in and out of the base all the time and is dealing with input and output and everything. So nothing like really exciting, but she's been in a long time and she's going to get
Oh,
uh,
after that, Lisa, you did 8 years. I did my 8, and that was enough for me. Then again, went in at the age of 32.
wow.
Wow. Lisa, I didn't know that. Why don't you ever talk about it?
Yes, thank you for your service. And
Yes, all of you.
I did a poem from 2008, and all I did was like there were 2 Vietnam vets behind me, and they had the
Mhm.
cap on, and so I said, "Why don't you go ahead of me?" And like it like wasn't like a big deal, and I thought like I was kind of embarrassed, but whatever. But the older gentleman, like waited until after I voted, and he thanked me, and he almost like had tears in his eyes. It was
Really?
like I was like,
Well,
wow.
they had a rough time
So,
coming back. It was not a good time. It was
yeah,
not.
you were in it then, were you? Or
Well, I had I worked at the USO, and I had met many people, and some died. And I considered all of them friends. And when they came back, it was horrific. People
yeah,
would spit on them, and we had all the
terrible.
riots or whatever you want to say. Uh, the
Hmm.
problem at that time, which I don't think people understood, they were against the war, and everybody gets that. But what they don't understand is everybody was drafted. They didn't choose to
Yeah,
join; they were drafted. So doing to them and mistreating them when they came home wasn't fair because they had no choice. It was just a bad time. It was a bad time. It was a bad. Every war is a bad war.
yeah,
This one was particularly bad.
yeah. Thanks for coming in, AJ. I'm in mountain time. Mountain time. So it's 8:34 here.
He must be in daytime.
He's in Germany. I don't know what the time zones are out of this.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
are they?
yeah.
I don't really know. What time? So what time is it there, AJ? Tell us what time it is there. Yeah, I'm in Mountain. I'm in Denver. I'm really enjoying um, being here. You're 8 hours ahead.
Okay.
It's ahead of Mountain Time.
So it's early morning there.
Hmm. But yeah, his channel is showing so van life, and it's really good. I can't. Yeah, I try, like, when, especially like if I have time when someone's video just pops up, like today, like Diana Brienne's video popped up and she was dancing. It was cute. And if I have time when they pop up, but I like, it's hard because I'm subscribed to so many channels.
Yeah. So do I. And I'm trying to get rid of some of the channels simply because I need to spend the time on the people that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that too. I'm thinking maybe like weeding some out. And then I feel bad, and some even like I'm supporting like on Patreon and everything, like story chasing. I like story chasing with Amber.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's good.
Alyssa Vanilla, the young girl, and her, she had a video that just went viral where she was like being stalked and sort of like just creeped out by this guy in Arizona, and it went viral because she got him on film. She got
I have seen her. Yes.
You see that? Yeah,
Yes, I did. She got him on film.
yeah. And I have trouble even keeping up. I haven't seen all her videos, but I'm just like, I like some of her videos. I'm like, I think she needs like, um, you know, support, and so I want to support her.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of people I just support, and I go and if anything, I always try to make a comment. If it's just a hi, that counts.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily that I enjoy their videos. I like them personally, and I want to support them. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And you should have a thing so we can support you, like a Patreon or.
Yeah, but you have to be monetized and for all that stuff. You have to have at least 1,000.
No, you don't.
No.
Not to have a Patreon. No, not to have a PayPal account.
Yeah, I won't do PayPal. No. I don't trust them. No. No PayPal. No. I've had major problems with them in the past. I will never use PayPal again.
Oh.
So yeah, no, they're bad.
People have. I'm glad I haven't had a problem with them so far.
Yeah.
Wood. I need wood.
I did in the past. So I canceled everything.
Venmo or Cash App, Lisa says. Venmo or Cash App?
A what?
Venmo or Cash App?
Oh, I never heard of that.
No.
I'll have to. I had supposed to email Lisa anyway because of my problems with doing all this editing. I keep asking myself, why am I editing? If it's this difficult, why am I editing? Maybe I shouldn't edit. Maybe God say, don't edit.
There are people that don't edit. That's what another one of the first channels I found was 30 in a Wake Up. He was military too. 30 in the Wake Up was one of the first ones I found, and he was based out of the St. Louis area too when I was up there. And he was doing van life when I started watching him in 2020. Yeah, in 2020. And then he went to Thailand for like 6 months. And then he came back to the States and was in St. Louis for 6 months. And now he's going to go on, you can do like buy me a coffee. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that, but I don't do that one. But anyway, so then now Kevin was over here for 6 months because he was getting treatment. Which, can I ask you a question about how is your health? Because I heard stuff before on your channel about. So how's that going? Yeah.
Well, they misdiagnosed me. They said I had cancer, lung cancer in June, and they wanted to do a biopsy, and I said no. I'd had a dream about the biopsy, and I saw myself dying on the table. So I was very irrational, as my doctor told me, and I said no. We're going to wait. We're going to do another PET scan, and we're going to see if it's growing, it's shrinking, what it's doing before we take drastic action like that. To me, that's drastic. And I was out of the picture. And so the second PET scan came back, and it was not cancer. Everything was shrinking. I have a lung infection that I'm still refusing to do a biopsy. And it's getting better, I think. And some days I wake up really clear and breathing really well, and then other days I don't.
Mm,
So a lot has to do with stress, and
yeah.
I'm getting all new doctors through Medicare. I They want me to do a lung specialist, but it costs me so much money. Next month I will have paid for everything that I had to spend, you know, to for this whole mess that was a misdiagnosis. And I'm right now, I just don't want to deal with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. I think I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
great, but I
you
do have
seem
a
to be
cough.
in good health. You don't,
Huh?
you look good. You don't seem to be in ill health. And that
No.
dream, that I was talking to, and I did sign up for BetterHelp. I don't know how long I'm going to do it, but I did sign up for BetterHelp. And I was talking to my therapist today about that dream thing because I've had dreams like that. And Diana Brienne Fairchild, she had um, she had a dream where her mother told her she had like a brain. She told the doctor what it was. Her mother told her what she had. This is what you have, and she told the doctor. And how did you know that? And she said, my mother told me. And
Yeah.
she said, is your mother? He said, is your mother a doctor? And she said, no, my mother's dead. And he said, your mother's right. That's what you have.
Yeah.
I forget what it was she had. I think it
I
might
mean,
was
if
something.
we listen to the messages, I believe them. I
Yeah.
believe we get messages. And
Yes.
mine just happened to be a very traumatic dream. I mean, I woke up just,
Mhm.
but and I I just said no. And I'm glad I did, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. Lisa A. Romano tells a story about that too, where Lisa A. Romano is the life coach that talks a lot about narcissistic abuse and stuff and childhood trauma and all of that. But she
Uh-huh.
said before she had just a hysterectomy. Yeah. See, Diane, you're still listening. I didn't know if you were still here. Um, Yeah, that's what I was telling her because she was saying she got warned in a dream too about that, and so that was probably a good idea that you didn't do it. That was
Yeah.
probably good. And
Yeah.
so Lisa A. Romano tells a story of getting just a feeling and,
Uh-huh.
about the hysterectomy, and then she
Mhm.
almost died on the table. Like
Really?
she didn't say no to it. She still did it, and she lived, but she she didn't have a dream, but she had a feeling, and she laid out clothes. Like this would have stopped me, but she got clothes for her to wear like in her coffin.
Often.
She laid out clothes for her to wear in case she died, and for what
Yeah.
she
Well,
should
I'm
wear.
not doing that. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. I'm like
God is still chasing me. I told me first he's got to catch me because I'm still running as fast as I can, doing everything I can, before I run out of time.
Yeah, Diana, I don't know. Yeah, I should have you on too sometime. Um Yeah, I don't know. Did I tell that all right? Did you hear me? And I don't know what was it that you had. I can't remember, but I know it was something very serious. Hey, there's Eric. Hi, Eric. Hello. Yeah, yeah. There's definitely something to that. But I was thinking the other day because I listened to Joyce Meyer a lot, and she was talking about the dash. What are you going to do with your? Speaking of dash, oh, you're still here. I thought you were. I thought you had gone. Thank you for still being here.
Okay.
Thank you for still being here, AJ. Have a great day. Lori says have a great day. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to say it wrong. Brain aneurysm. That's very serious. That's very serious. Yeah.
The
So
doctors, the doctors do make mistakes, and there is
yeah,
misdiagnosis out there. We
yeah.
have to take
Diana knows
responsibility
about
for our
that
health.
too. Yeah. Yeah. My mom was good with that. My mom had a pulmonary embolism.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. And it was about 1995. And they at first didn't know what it was. It was about 1995. It was right when they moved back to California because they wanted to go. It was my dad's idea to move across. It was kind of was good for me. It was good for my youngest brother and I to get out of the valley, the San Fernando
Mhm.
Valley, because it kind of got rough.
Oh, it is rough now. Terrible.
It's rough now. It was getting rough when we left there. Um,
Yeah.
there's gangs and yeah, it's rough there. So
It's rough all over right now, I think. In a
yeah,
lot of the major cities, honestly, it's you just have to be really careful.
yeah. Yeah, I had an opportunity. I was thinking of maybe getting an apartment in the city, and it'd be cool to look out over the mountains. And I was like, I
Mm,
never lived in a city, but I'm just like, I'm not a city girl. I'm like, no. I think I knew when I was in the parking garage, and I would had to park my car every day in a parking garage, and it's so nice. Like I'm like out on the outskirts, and like I
yeah,
go out and like there's just whole fields, and I can drive down the road and there's cows and
yeah.
horses. My son said it was annoying because it reminded him of Georgia. But he lives closer into the city. His address is Denver, actually. But when I couldn't get out of the parking garage, I couldn't get the thing to take my key and my card, and I was doing my card wrong or something, and I was just like, no way, I don't want to live in the city, and I would
I wouldn't want to live like that. No, I'm on the outskirts. It's mainly farmland here because UC Davis is an agricultural college, and
Mhm,
so they own a lot of the land around here. And everybody, it's just a big deal out here. Farming is a big deal, and we're only 10 miles from Sacramento, but it's a big deal.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, and I decided to stop saying that. I need to stop saying because I usually would say, I'm from LA because just simplifying people
Yeah.
know that city, but I sound like a city girl, so I'm like I'm not really a city girl, and I'm from the valley. We ride horses. My neighbors had horses. I didn't have my own horse, but I wanted my own horse, but I rode my friends' horses all the time. And so, and actually,
Uh,
when they had the Olympics in Los Angeles, they had the equestrian part of it in Handsome Dam, and that's where I used to ride horses all the
oh,
time.
did you?
And yeah, with my
She
friend.
is fully recovered now. I think
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Diana's 65. Gosh, no.
She's still a young chick.
She's still a young chick.
That's right. Talk to me when you're 70.
She'll probably still be running 5 miles a day. She inspires me, but also like I'm just like I can't do that, Diana. I can't do that. um,
How about speed
so,
walking?
speed walking.
Speed walking, yeah. Lisa says she loves the city.
I love the city because I don't need a car. Yeah, public transportation is awesome, but to each her own. Yeah, I just bought a 2020 RAV. Um, before I left St. Louis, I sold my RV, and I bought my RV in October 2020 up in near St. Louis, and then I took off in it at Thanksgiving time around this time, and I came here to Denver first from St. Louis, and then I went to California. I was by my brother for a little, and then I'd fly back to St. Louis to watch my friend's dog for her, and then I went back to California and drove up the coast and went to Oregon and stuff. I went to a couple meetups, And
I'm planning on going to January meetup close. I put in my vacation time today. I told my son if I don't have the money, I'm going to apply for a card to just use for the gas to go there and come back, and I'll pay it off during the year. But I really want to go. I may never go again, so I'd like to go once.
that would be great. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to go too. I don't know now yet what I'll do, if I'll rent something, or I was thinking of getting a little like teardrop like this. I got this Christmas ornament today. I got a Christmas tree today
Oh,
too
yeah.
at Target, but I got this little. I was like,
Cute.
that's like what I want to get. And, so like that I can tow with my RAV.
Yeah.
And
Use your RAV. That gets good gas mileage, doesn't it?
yes, it's a hybrid. It's a
Oh,
My son has a Highlander. So I was in St. Louis, and so like I said last year at this time, I was getting kind of stressed, and I was tired of traveling around. So I stayed by my friend in the St. Louis area, and I could drive her car, and I put my RV in storage. And because of the bully too, I stopped going live every week for a while. I went live once a month, and so I was kind of stressed, and I was thinking about selling my RV, and I just didn't feel ready. I was like nervous about it, and then I sold it to this dairy farmer in Missouri, who was right, across the river into Missouri, and on Mother's Day, I sold it, and then I needed a car to come here because I wanted to move here. And so I was talking to my son, and he has a Highlander hybrid, and he really liked it. So I was starting to look for that, and yeah, Go Camp rents vans. So, but I was thinking of also just renting a trailer to see about if I could tow. I'm nervous about towing too.
why don't you just get a tent? That's a lot of trouble for just a week. A lot of money too.
Oh no, I'm going to keep traveling. Like Diana, I want to keep traveling, part time, and so Diana had suggested to me I join the fly. What is it? Sisters on the Fly. That's it. Sisters on the Fly. And I keep getting all these emails, but I haven't gone to a meetup. They have meetups like all the time and all over the country.
Uh-huh.
And it's there. They have campers and. Okay, AJ. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, maybe I can interview you, AJ. Email me or I'll email you. So yeah, I still want to do part-time, and I want to go out to California again like next year. But I also want to travel internationally. But anyways, I joined Sisters on the Fly, and it was only $75, $79 for the year. I don't know. But yeah, I want to keep traveling. I just don't want to live in it full time.
Yeah.
So
Well, you'll find something.
yeah. So I don't know. I did my first like giveaway, and I was going to give away $50, but she never emailed me. So Pamela, if you're listening or if you're out there, email me, because like I won $50 on Glow, and like if Pamela didn't have PayPal or anything, I can send her $50 to her local Walmart, and she can go pick it up, because that's the way Carol does it on Glow. And
does she?
Yeah, I won $50 on Glow, and went and picked it up at the local Walmart when I was still in Illinois. But yeah. So what do you sell, Crystal?
Yeah.
You make stuff? Yeah, that's a good. I wanted to add up and I didn't because I went like 10,000 miles. I left St. Louis and I went to Denver. I went to Flagstaff to see my niece, and then I went to L.A. I stayed there a little bit because my sister-in-law was sick, and she passed away in January. That's why, like, I was gonna go to courtside in 2021, and my sister-in-law had just passed away, so I didn't think it was a good time. I was just kind of hanging around, making sure my brother was okay, or if he wanted help with anything. He's kind of independent and kind of a workaholic, so he was not really. But I didn't go. And then this year, courtside, all those people that were bullying, and then I sort of got ostracized from this little van life clique community, and all they were, and I didn't want to go because of them. I was just kind of avoiding it, and I was kind of still just resting. I was doing my taxes too. I got behind. I started to say that I got behind 20. So 2018. What did I need to do? Yeah, 2018, 2019, 2020. 2021. I was 5 years behind then. Well, I wasn't really behind for 2022. I did 2022 in time. So yeah, I was doing that too. So that's why I didn't go this year. So I really do want to go this next time.
Yeah, I have never been and I may not go again. Like I said, this is my one chance. I just feel like this is the time to go. So I would like to meet Bob, but I'm not a groupie. So if I don't meet him, I don't meet him. I mean, because he's the king.
Yeah.
But there are other people I would like to meet as well. There's a ton of people.
Yeah.
And if I meet 3 or 4 of them, I'll be happy.
Yeah. There's a lot of people there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
One couple I support that I had on first that I've interviewed like first. Well, I have interviewed other people here and there, but when I started making it a regular thing to interview people was Roy and Becky. Roy and Becky are there. And I stopped by in my rig on my way to the Michigan meetup last year in September. Yeah. Was it September or was it August? Might have been the end of August. Or end of September. I'm not sure. But anyways, I stopped by them because their kids are up in and their home base is up in Arkansas. Yeah, and I've never gone up that way.
No, I just want to just do just this one meetup. I only get 10 miles to the gallon in my van. Okay. So we're talking some serious money wherever I go. And I just need to do it this year.
Especially now. And I was thankful too. It ended up, the gas prices hadn't gone way up.
Yeah.
And it was really easy for me to find places to stay because every place was empty
Yeah.
during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really think about that. And I was just like, wow, I did all of that and I did it during COVID. I'm kind of proud of myself. And I was scared.
That's good.
I was scared the whole time, but I just
Were you?
did it anyways. I was afraid to do it. I was afraid to do it on my own. Yeah.
Well,
And I kept hitting things with my RV. Like my second day out, I'm turning. Tim knows this story. Hey Tim, where are you? Tim was one of my first mods, and he stayed with me. He's in the he's he's just friends with everybody. Let's just say that. But he's one of my original mods from way back. But Tim, and I met him. It was funny because I was right by him when I was at my brother's, but I was busy. I was taking care of my um, sister-in-law and stuff, and she was ill. And I was right by him in California. But then when I left, when I went up the coast, I went north. I just love that drive along the California
Oh,
coast.
it's beautiful.
That's what
Beautiful.
we did last year. We would do it. We would do it frequently. Sometimes we would just go up to 5 from LA to San Francisco because my grandparents lived in San Francisco.
Yeah, I
They,
love 101.
yeah. So I went up the coast, and then I went to the Oregon meetup. Was like the second meetup I went to because the first
Yeah.
one was an unofficial thing with just 2 YouTubers.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I met Tim. That's what I'm getting to. I'm rambling.
Oh,
And you're supposed to be you're supposed to be doing the talking here. But yeah, I met Linda at M21. It was late
M21.
September. Okay.
Okay.
I was like not I was getting it confused about when it was. Oh yeah, that would be good. Prayers for Lori that she can come to courtside for her heart.
So she has a heart problem.
Yeah, she
Keeping
has a heart condition.
Well, could
Yeah.
someone drive her? Or is it just driving? Or is it just being in a car that long would be the problem?
Mhm. Yeah. Where are you, Lori? Yeah, because you're not in people confuse her channel and thinks it says Colorado, but it's Colorado, which means red. Okay. And we want to know when you're having your sale, Crystal. Are you going to do an Etsy shop, Crystal? Or a online? I don't have a merch store. I want to get one eventually. I have stickers. I have my stickers. I ordered so many because I ordered the wrong size. Little morbid heart
Cute.
designs made that.
Were they expensive?
Um, I think they ended up being approximately $1 a piece, maybe a little bit more, because like it seems like I got 100 for about $90. But then I got these and they were tinier than I thought. So then I ordered the bigger ones. But I ordered these other ones. And that's I was on I was on sort of when the it all started. I took this picture when I was on the dating game on Velveeta Travels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was
That's
February
an interesting picture.
2021. Yeah, I got my hair down here. Hair in my face. Hey. Hello, Paul. Hello. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Your name seems familiar. So, Yeah, Lindy's in Northern California. I'm in Colorado. Virtual Poshmark, maybe. I never got in. I think I did a couple things. I never had any luck with Poshmark. I met a friend in Georgia, who's a good friend. But I made this good friend right before I left there, and she sells all sorts of things in different places. I think she was doing Mercury for a while, Mercury, but she did a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and she would resell stuff. So a lot of stuff at the end that I had too, I was just like, if it was real, if it was nice, and it was like, well, I would have sold this, but I didn't do it, and then I was like, well, I'm just going to give it to Lillian to sell. So I would do that. And then if it was just whatever, I'm having the hardest time now finding ironing boards. It's just like I gave my ironing board to Goodwill when I left Georgia. And they don't have them in stock. I go to Target, I go to Walmart, and they're like $65 on Amazon. And I'm just like, why can't I find an ironing board?
Go to a thrift store. Mine has tons of them.
That's where my husband, I think, got the one that I had.
Yeah.
And then it went back to the thrift store when I moved. And then I know my neighbor, my neighbor across the street from me, I would just put my stuff in the garbage, and she would pick it. But no matter what it was, she would pick it up. I had in my den, the rats had gotten into my den, and when I stopped doing Airbnb, I like only would stay in like one part of the house, and I had been sleeping in the den because I was renting out all 3 bedrooms in the house. I started out just renting out 2 bedrooms, and I was in the 3rd bedroom, and then I'm like, well, this is working good, and my Airbnb in the spring would get full. And Georgia, where I was like right on the way. Everybody going down to Disney, going down to Florida. It was right on the way. It was a good stop on the way. I had all sorts of people. So, so my Airbnb got busier, and then I rented out all 3 rooms and moved in my den. But when the rats, before, when I stopped doing Airbnb, I moved back into a bedroom, and the rats got in the den and got in and I didn't know they were in there. And they got in the sleeper sofa, and they had made a nest. And so I took it apart, and I threw it. I pushed it off my back porch by myself. I should have waited because Gladys was living with me before she moved up to Illinois, to St. Louis area. And I pushed it off the back porch, and it broke 2 of my steps, and I put it in the garbage, and I put a note on it like, had rats in it, do not take this, because they smell, and that's the problem. They smell a familiar smell, and that draws them back. They smell the rats. But she took it anyways. At least I think she took it. It disappeared one day when I went out. So I just put stuff out there. So, and her name was Susan too. I was like, I'll just put this out here for Susan. Susan wants this.
Did Crystal answer what she's selling? She is selling? What is she selling?
No. What are you selling, Crystal? Yeah, she didn't answer that yet, did she? Unless I missed it.
They're having conversations without us.
They're having conversations without us?
Which is normal.
Oh, okay. God, she just said God bless. Oh, she's got to go. Okay. Well, maybe we won't get the answer to our question. Did Crystal say
later on
selling? Does Lisa know? Lisa, tell us. Oh, we love you too, Lisa. Lisa, go too, and we didn't even notice. I'm sitting here blabbering on.
So she's left.
She said bye. She said stay
Okay.
safe, everybody. Love you, Ed and Lindy.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, we've gone an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to bore everybody to death.
I'm sure we're not, right? I'm talking too much. I didn't let
It's
you
okay.
I enjoyed it. Thanks.
I did too. Thanks for having me, Red.
So good night, everybody. And don't
Good
forget,
night.
Red's praying for everybody and pray for Red because I need it. Thanks so much.
Will
Lindy.
do. Thank you, Red.
So are we the howlers now? Oh!
Oh my goodness. No. No. No.
No.
I don't make sounds.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.